I'm Dr. Moiya McTier. I'm an astrophysicist, a folklorist, a world builder, a storyteller, and the science collaborator here on Eclipsing Stars at FEED in Erie, PA. Eclipsing Stars is an art exhibit inspired by the April 8th eclipse that's passing up from Texas northeast to Maine in the US. For this exhibit, my collaborator Sav and I have created 7 different goddesses, and they are all inspired by a different type of star, and they all explore a different type of eclipse. I didn't find astronomy until I was a sophomore in college. I can remember the specific lecture when I decided to stick with it, and I don't think it was because of the astronomy I learned, but because of the way I learned it. My professor had 5 of us line up in front of the class and act out the expansion of the universe with our bodies. And I thought, okay, it's cool that we can learn this stuff from our little rock here in space, but it's also extremely cool that we can teach people this stuff in an interactive, tangible way, because what we're learning in astronomy is not tangible. We can't go and touch a star. There are a few different types of eclipses. Let's break it down into solar and lunar. But really, all types of eclipses are what you get when one body in space passes in front of another from our point of view. With a solar eclipse, it's the moon passing in front of the sun and blocking out the sun's light from our point of view. And with a lunar eclipse, it's the other way around. So the Earth is between the sun and the moon, and it's casting a shadow on the moon. There are different types of solar eclipses. You can have a partial eclipse where the moon just covers like one side of the sun. You could have something called an annular eclipse or a ring of fire eclipse, where the moon does go all the way in front of the sun, but it's a bit too far away to be the same size as the sun. So you still see this ring of fire around the outer edge of the moon. And then you can have a total solar eclipse. And these are rarer and they're more special because it's when the moon completely covers the face of the sun. Even if you have a partial solar eclipse where just 1% of the sun is visible, that's still like 1,000 times brighter than a total solar eclipse. You can really feel the difference. A solar eclipse, a total one, is this magical experience that makes nighttime happen in the middle of the day. It also confuses the animals around you. The animals that come out at dusk come out during a total solar eclipse because they think it's night, so you'll see fireflies and crickets. And it also feels noticeably colder because we're blocking the heat from the sun. All of those different effects produce an even bigger effect of the humans watching it going silent and paying attention to the same thing for a few minutes, which almost never happens in our lives these days. For this eclipse, 30 million people live in the path of totality. So not as many people are going to have to travel to experience this amazing event, and of course a bunch are. In Erie, PA, the duration of the eclipse will be longer. Eclipses are exciting, but safety is even more important. So if you're going to be watching the eclipse, make sure you have safe, reputable eclipse glasses. Here at FEED, we have a bunch to give out for free. We don't want anyone's eyes getting damaged. So make sure that you are either using safe eclipse glasses or you're looking at the shadows cast by the eclipse, because the shadows are also very cool. The total solar eclipse is going to happen on April 8th, 2024. It's a Monday, so set your calendars. But in addition to this eclipse, FEED is also putting on a lot of exciting programming. I will be hosting trivia about the eclipse, from its history to stories told about it. We'll also have talks about science, a live podcast recording for my podcast that I host. We will have music and a laser light show, in addition to this amazing light show that the universe is just putting on for us in our backyard. So grab your eclipse glasses and come down and join us here at FEED on April 8th for the total solar eclipse.